Hiya.
Hello.
Welcome to GGKCS, the multi-generational podcast / FlossTube for fans of all things knitting, cross-stitch, and geeky. I'm Cece.
I'm Dammy.
And we're glad to have you today. Today is Sunday, the 11th of April, 2021, and this is episode 438. We'd like to say a big welcome back. Love y'all. To all returning viewers, and a big hiya to any new viewers. Thanks for giving us a shot. We hope you enjoy the show. Briefly, I just want to say thank you so much for everyone's support about what happened to me last week. If you missed seeing my post on social media, I was assaulted by a homeless man a week ago Friday. I was trying to leave my building to go to the bus stop to go to work, and he wanted inside because he was cold, and he shoved me and hit me in the face, and it was very traumatizing. And so yeah, made the decision not to record last week just because I was not in a good place. So but I really appreciate everyone's support, those of you who've reached out to me to make sure I'm okay, and I'm just very grateful for y'all. And I am now carrying pepper spray and being just even a little more aware of my surroundings. Not that I wasn't before, but you know, just being a little more aware, and hopefully it was an isolated incident. So that, in case you had missed it, that's why I did not record last week. So, but Dammy is here today, and we have a lot of stuff to talk about. So we should probably get started. Here we go.
And now we're going to talk about what's on her needles.
So, in my, where's this from? Little Fish Stitches kitty project bag, I am knitting birthday socks for my bestie Katie's husband, Jeremy. I'm using my French Vanilla Cappuccino sock pattern that you can get on our website,
JavaPearlDesigns.com.
And the yarn I'm using is Sun Soaked Sister Everything Earth in the Blue Christmas Without You colorway. And it's this beautiful green. It's a little dark. That's a little truer right there. But I want to show you close because you can see that it has a really pretty blue undertone to it. And it's also got some kind of browns undertone to it. And this yarn is so yummy. It's got merino, wool, and yak and nylon in it. So, but Jeremy has huge feet. We talk about this every year when I knit socks for him. I mean, you can see how far I am already. This is from Tilting Planet, this progress marker. And I'm still not to the heel yet. I think I'm somewhere over like 8 inches, and I think I have to get to like 10.5 before I can start the heel. So I'm working on those on my 9-inch circulars that I affectionately call Zoom needles, because you zoom around in circles. So that is what I've been working on. I knit on that on the bus when I'm commuting to work, and back home. And then the other thing on my needles is just this week's preemie hat, which I will tell y'all about next week. But I'm knitting it with cotton yarn, and yeah, it's lovely. So I'm gonna knit on that while we record. So, alrighty, well, I have a couple finished things to share with you, so let's move on to the next segment.
Now we're going to talk about her finished projects.
I'm trying to figure out which is which. This is, okay. So, since I didn't record last week, I have 2 finished preemie hats to share with you. Both of them are from my top-down preemie hat pattern that you can get for free on our website,
JavaPearlDesigns.com.
And I used US 6 4mm needles on both of these. So here's number 13 for the year. And this is... Okay, so the blue is Knitology Glowing Worsted in the Pachyderm colorway. And then for the pom-pom and the stripe, I held double X-Ray Ann sock in the semi-solid Battleship colorway, which is a nice gray, and Nano Stitch Lab Scientific sock in a one-of-a-kind lab experiment colorway. So there's that. That's a little truer to color there, but let you see that. And then this one is number 14 for the year. So the one I'm knitting on right now is number 15. And this one, I used a couple of, or more than a couple. I was using up some yarn. So the main color is Bernay Softy Baby in the Princess Pebbles colorway. And then for the stripe and the pom-pom, I used the remainder of my X-Ray and sock semi-solid Battleship colorway. And right here, I held it with Pandia's Jewel Super Sparkle in the electric pink colorway until I ran out of it. And then for the pom-pom and the rest of the pink right there, I used Knitting in France Sparkles in the Something About CC colorway. So I was just using up leftovers. That's what I typically do for preemie hats, is use up leftovers. So there's that. So that's number 14. And then number 15 is on the needles right now. And that's it. That's everything I finished. So let's move on to the next segment. And now it's time for FlossTube. What you working on, Dammy?
I just now started again working back on this rose bookmark, which was a freebie in something.
Yeah, and you changed the colors to be like in the reds and pinks family. So cool. School's keeping you busy. Yeah. Okay, well, I've worked on a couple of things in these last 2 weeks. First up, in my Gilmore Girls project bag from Forbidden Fibers, I am working on the Gilmore Girls sampler, which is a free pattern that you can get from the Enablers Facebook group. It's linked in our show notes, which is at
GGKCS.com.
There we go. So here we go. This is on a 14 count Ada. I don't know the color. It came from a big box store. I'm nearing completion on this. I have 2 clues left. Right over here, I have started clue number 35, which is the karaoke, I Will Always Love You clue. And then in the middle, I was wrong about what was going to be in the middle. In the middle is the gazebo from Stars Hollow Town Square. But then I think what I'm going to do is underneath, I'm going to put the Gilmore Girls logo. So I need to chart that and figure it out. But yeah, so 34 clues are done. I have no idea which ones I did since I recorded last. I think I finished the rocket ship. I think I may have done Paul Anka's paw print. Maybe the martini glass. Maybe the needles and thread. Yale Daily News, I think that was the one that I did. Maybe the Founders Day Punch, I don't know. But yeah, so nearing completion on this. But last Saturday, I set this aside because I am participating in the hashtag Peruvian Cats Sal stitch along. And this is a pattern. I'm putting it up on the screen right now what the pattern looks like. This is the Peruvian Cats Reflection Sampler by Peruvian Flair. And stay tuned because she donated a pattern of the winner's choice for the spring owl. So, surprise. So I am stitching this on a 14 count wonky cut in the color Blooming. And then I am using, well, here, let me just show you. So here's where I'm at. I'm on cat number 5 of 6. So this color right here, the dark kind of magenta color, is Dinky Dye's Silk. This is the first time I've stitched with silk. In the, I've been saying Hardened Bergia. Is that what you would say too, Dammy?
Sure.
Color. And then the variegated is not silk. It is Fiber on a Whim in the Bouquet colorway. So I had originally intended to do this kind of maroony color for the 3 cats on top and do the lighter color for underneath. But then I finished the center 2 cats and then was talking with Dammy, and we decided that I was going to do lighter for these 2 and darker for the ones underneath. So I've started on the 5th cat. And then there's that border that goes around the outside. I'm going to see where I am with my floss at that point. at looking at it, I don't know. It depends on how much floss it takes for this last cat. I don't know. I may have to do the outside only in the bouquet, the border in the bouquet. We'll see where I am with floss at that point. So, or I may have to find a different coordinating color floss in my stash and do the border in it. We'll see. But yeah, this cat is laying down. But I really like how it's turning out, and there's quite a few of us participating in this. So, and the pattern is not expensive. I think the pattern is like under $5. So, pop over and grab it and use whatever floss you want. Some people are doing it like all in one floss, or some people are using like a kind of a gradient colors of floss to do it. I mean, the world is your oyster. You can do it however you would like, and I like that about it. So this has been fun. This really helped me keep my sanity last weekend, especially. And yeah, after I finish my preemie hat for today, I'll be popping back into this to work on it some more. So hashtag Peruvian Cat Sal, you should join in. We do have cross-stitch content in Yummies, so you should just stay tuned. Here we go. And now it's time for our favorite part of the show, Yummies. What are Yummies, Tammy?
Yummies are our current favorite things we like, things we want to talk to you about.
Yummies. Well, first up, I teased this 2 weeks ago because I had gotten it, but then it was damaged by the post office, and so they sent me a new one. This is my favorite murder Saint Elvis t-shirt. First time I'm wearing it. I love it so much. Okay, look, Dammy. Elvis is holding a book that says "Stay Sexy and Don't Get Murdered." He's holding a cookie. Oh, sweet Elvis. Oh, I was going to wear my Elvis and cookie earrings. I forgot. That Ann Tudor made for when I did My Favorite Murder mystery wrap. So anyway, I love this. I love Elvis. And I have other things with Elvis on it as well. But yeah, you can get this in the My Favorite Murder store on their website. I've linked it in the show notes. Okay, next up we got our monthly Knit Crate box. And I'm trying to get the card. So the theme, I don't know what the theme was. It doesn't say. It looks kind of like celestial, but I don't know. What's the color range? It is celestial. Okay. March 2021. Let's see if I can cover this up. And these are some of the patterns that we get to download this month. So the extra in this one was a sticker for your car. Honk if I dropped a yarn ball, which is really cute. It will actually go into the prize bucket because I don't own a car and neither do you. So for the yarn for this month, we got 2 skeins of Vitellana Celestial. It's a 90% alpaca, 10% tinsel, Aran weight, 150 yards, 137 meters, to 100 grams. And how would you say this, Tammy? The color.
Oh, Ganymede. Wait, Ganymede.
And there we go. It's this beautiful gray. That's truer to color, but that lets you see some of the undertones, that it's not a totally solid gray. It's got some really pretty undertones. I was saying this in the Patreon chat yesterday, I need to look and see, so I think for this year, for my niece and nephew's birthdays, I always knit something for them. I think I'm gonna knit a cowl for them. And I have it narrowed down to a couple options from Tin Can Knits, but I need to look and see what yarn weight is used, because these would be really nice color for the boys. But I just need to see if it's the right yarn weight and what the yardage requirement is. So, yeah, we'll see. But that's a good option. And this, I already said it was alpaca. Did you squish it? It's very soft. Very soft. So, and Knit Crate sends us a subscription box every month for free, and we talk about it here on the podcast. They give us a coupon code. The link is in the show notes.
GGKCS.com.
Yes. And the coupon code, all capital letters, geeky2020, gets you 20% off your first order. It will work to discount the first month of a recurring monthly subscription and on any of their shop items. So, there we go. Very, very pretty. Next up, so I follow this couple on Instagram, and they are so sweet. Their names are Ali and Danella, and they live in an RV all the time. And they teach English as a second language, and then they also have an Etsy shop where they crochet queer items. So like they have rainbows, they have like cup cozies, they have I don't know, a headband, I think. They got lots of different things. But then they also recently just got some stickers in the shop. So I ordered Dammy and I some stickers. They say Wander Free and Queer, which is their Instagram and their shop name on Etsy. Wander Free and Queer. I just thought they were really cute. So here you go. I got you one. But their shop is Wander Free and Queer on Etsy, and I also linked it in the show notes. And they were very, very fast. Like I ordered them, and I think I had them within like, I don't know, like 3 or 4 days. They were really fast. So yeah, and they put the pride flag sticker on the envelope, so that was really sweet. Okay, and then this, oh, I should have taken it out of the plastic before we started, but I didn't, so apologies while I crinkle for a minute. Okay, so my friend Michelle Bendy Stitchy has, y'all know, she has an amazing FlossTube, and where she talks about knitting and crochet, or not crochet, knitting and cross stitch, and lots of other lovely things. But she occasionally does live sales where she has stuff like on consignment, and sometimes the money goes to charity. Sometimes, sometimes it's her stuff. Sometimes people have sent stuff on consignment, and she does these live sales. And instead of it being like whoever claims first gets to buy it, because not everybody's internet speeds are the same and all that. So to make it fair, what she does is she shows it to you, she tells you a price, and then she gives you a keyword, and everybody who's interested does the keyword, and then it's like a random number generator type thing to pick who gets to purchase it. So this one I got in a week ago today, I got this one that I'm about to show you. And then Michelle had posted that she had sent out invoices, and I was like, I didn't get my invoice, Michelle. A sweet, sweet person, not even knowing what had happened to me last week, paid for mine. And it was so sweet. And I told her thank you so much. But it was just it with everything that happened last week, it was just such a beautiful, happy moment. That somebody would care to do that. So what I got is, this is a pattern from the Cricut collection, and it's
old.
It's from 2015.
It's not old.
And it's October. And it's got like pumpkin, it's got an owl, it's got a witch's hat, black cat, a little mouse, and an acorn. That's an acorn lantern. A bat, like a bell tower.
And the nervous ghost.
A ghost, a haunted house with trees, what did we decide that was called?
Oh, it's a weather vane. Weather
vane with a skull on top, with the moon, leaves, a fire, rake, spider web in a spider, an angel like you would sometimes see on tombstones, an actual tombstone, a spooky gate, a crow, another cat, another pumpkin, and a skull with a top hat. But that's not all that it came with.
I'm gonna look at the back of it.
Oh, I was like, what?
It says on the back what it is.
I was trying to show this to Dammy on FaceTime the other day, and I was like, one of those things that's on top of the house that's got the directions? Anyway, it also came with fabric, and someone actually started the pattern, but just did a little bit of it. This is from ABC Stitch Therapy. It's Jobelin, 28 count Jobelin, And the color is coffee. How perfect is that? But it also came with a skeleton needle minder and a needle. And it came with, and I've never stitched with this before, Victorian Motto Sampler Shop Overdyed Floss. This is the color Sampler Greenery. And this is the color Light Copper Brown. And they're both variegated. So they're very beautiful. So at some point I'm going to have to stitch this. Dammy and I both have our birthdays in October, so I felt it was appropriate. And autumn is like my favorite, and I love pumpkins so much, and of course cats. And so it's going to be a fun stitch to do. It is, let's see if it says, it's 312 stitches wide by 71 high, but it's not full coverage. So, yeah. So that'll be a fun stitch at some point to do. So I'm excited. I am excited. Do you have any, yummies?
No.
No? Nothing exciting has happened in the last 2 weeks? School? Lots and lots of school. All the school. All the school, all the time. Okay, well then I think we should talk about hashtag GGK Crafty Pad. What is it, Dammy?
It is our weekly photo a day challenge. It's our daily photo a day challenge. We have a list of photo prompts for each month. So you take a look at the prompt for that day, take a picture related to it, and post it anywhere you like. But we pick our favorites from Instagram.
And April's prompt list is very, very easy because it's numbers and it associates with the day. So today's the 11th, so it's number 11. You can interpret it however you want. Yeah. So what are we about to show them, Dammy?
Photos from us and other people that we liked.
So here come the photos. Those were our favorite photos. Great job, everybody. It's never too late to join in. You take a look at the prompt for the day. Today is the number 11. You interpreted that however you wish. We're very cheater friendly on this. My go-to when I post for numbers is today's the 11th and this happened. So post them on Instagram. Make sure in your caption you use hashtag GGKCraftyPad and yours might be chosen to be featured. If you have a private account on Instagram and you're participating in GGK Crafty Pad, you need to make sure that Dammy's Doodles is following you. Just send them a message and they'll follow you. Otherwise, we can't see your photos. So, all right. Well, I think we're ready to move on to the next segment. We have some winners to announce. Mm-hmm. Here we go.
And now we're going to talk about what we are reading, watching, and listening to.
What are you reading, Dammy?
Bits and pieces of stuff. I have not read anything full length yet.
Do you have any full length things you're going to read for classes this quarter?
Yes.
Anything you're excited about?
I've never read The Tempest, and we're going to read The Tempest.
Okay.
I've read Antigone before, but
yeah.
It was a different translation. Reading The Recognition of Shakuntala. I forget the other plays we're reading.
Which class is that for?
Theater History 1.
Very cool. Very cool. Reading anything in full length for any of your other classes?
Mother Courage and Her Children and An Ideal Husband.
Very cool. Alrighty. Well, I know that you are getting 15 minutes of reading in every day. Mm-hmm. What am I referring to?
The year-long row.
Yeah, read along. So this is a challenge for you to read 15 minutes a day, every day. I don't care what you're reading, as long as you're reading. Audiobooks do count. So the way this works is we have a quarterly finish line in our Facebook group. Make sure if you're joining our Facebook group that you answer the questions, because otherwise we won't approve your membership. We're trying to keep spammers out. I've had to deny some spammers in the last couple of weeks. And so you post in the finish line thread once, and then you edit that comment to do for all 3 months long. And at the end of every quarter, we award prizes, but that also earns you entries into the year-long challenge. And at the beginning of 2022, we will draw for 3 grand prize winners from all of those entries. So and there's a hashtag if you want to use it, hashtag GGKROW21. So we're going to tell you who finished reading in January, February, March, those people. So if you were one of the people that read 90 days or all 90 days of the quarter, you got 10 entries into the grand prize challenge. And if you read, we didn't have anybody in the 86 to 89 days. And then if you were the 59 to 85 days, you got 5 entries. So I've got a spreadsheet. It's all in there. And there's also ways to earn bonus entries. So make sure and check out the details in the Facebook group and on our website. So, but for January, February, March, those people who read 86 to 90 days, each got a coupon code for our Etsy shop. They got a virtual badge, and Dammy sent out those already. And then we are going to do some giveaways for ebooks from us. But first, Dammy, I want you to tell us, actually, everybody in this category read all 90 days. So why don't you give shout outs to everybody who read all 90 days?
Alyssa L, Andrea J, Betty H, Brittany M, Denise V, Jane S, Penny S, Roberta B, Silver D, and Tyra J.
Great job, everybody. So then what I did is I did random number generator. I assigned the numbers just alphabetically. So, you know, the first A name was number 1 all the way through to whatever. And then I did random number generator. And so what I did is I drew for 4 winners. So if you're one of the winners, you need to email us at
ggkcspodcast@gmail.com
and tell us which ebook of ours you would like. You can go to our website,
javapearldesigns.com,
and see all of our ebooks. Pick one and we will email it to you. So, and you have 30 days to claim your prize or you forfeit it. So, Dammy, who are the 4 ebook winners for January, February, March, RAL?
They are Andrea J, Brittany M, Roberta B, and Tyra J.
Great job. And then we had one person who finished 59 to 85 of the 90 days, and they got their virtual badge. And they are also, since they're the only one, they are going to win their choice of any one of our single patterns. So, Dammy, who was in that category and who is the winner of a single pattern?
Kathy C.
So, Kathy, I need you to also email us at that same email address Dammy said, and tell us which one of our single patterns, any one of our single patterns you would like. You can find those also on our website. So, again, Andrea J, Brittany M, Roberta B, and Tyra J. I need to hear from y'all on which ebook you would like. And Kathy C, I need to know which single pattern you would like. And April, May, June RAL has started. And good luck, everybody. And I hope you enjoy your reading. So, okay, let me tell you what I have been reading these last 2 weeks. I am reading The Body Keeps the Score, Brain, Mind, and Body in the Healing of Trauma by Bessel van der Kolk. I'm reading that. My counselor recommended that I read that. So I'm having to read it slow, though, because there's a lot of it's just the way I am with nonfiction. I can only read so much and be able to actually process and internalize it before I just can't do it anymore. So I'm reading it slowly. And yeah, I also finished rereading Shameless, A Sexual Reformation by Nadia Bolz-Weber. This is the book for my LGBTQ plus faith book club that I'm doing, hosted by Amber Contorna. And this month's book is Nadia's Shameless. So I had already read this a few months ago. And so I started to reread it, actually like just rereading the actual book, printed book book. Actually, it was on my phone, ebook. But then some people in the Facebook group for my book club were saying how much they were enjoying the audiobook. And because it's read by Nadia, the author. So I went and checked on my Libby app at our libraries, and it was available immediately. So I downloaded it, checked it out, downloaded it, and I listened to the remainder of what I hadn't already reread in print. So, and it was really, really good. I really enjoyed it, and I'm really looking forward to our conversation with Nadia later this month. So, okay, fiction-wise, I'm still reading book 5 in the Harry Potter series, The Order of the Phoenix. I'm rereading it with Harry Potter and the Sacred Text podcast and Swish and Flick and All Potter podcast. This week we finished up the third of 3 parts of Beyond the Veil because Swish and Flick broke it down into 3 parts. So we finished that. This is the chapter where Sirius dies. So I think we have 2 or 3 chapters left. Don't know how Swish and Flick is going to break them down. Harry Potter and the Sacred Text podcast have actually just finished the whole series. And they are restarting it, and one of the hosts is staying and one of the hosts left. It was like not on bad terms or anything, but one of the hosts left, and so there's going to be a new co-host. I'm probably not going to listen to the new reread of it. I probably will just continue through this one that I am doing. So, I finished reading We Shall Sing a Song into the Deep by Andrew Kelly Stewart. I talked about what this was about a couple weeks ago. It wasn't my favorite. I was glad to be done with it. I read this adorable romance book called Would Like to Meet by Rachel Winters. And the female main character works as an assistant to an agent for that does represents like screenwriters, and there's this guy who like wrote his first screenplay and like won all the awards, and so he got signed to do a second screenplay, but this one's supposed to be a rom-com, and he's not doing his job. And so in order to inspire him, the female main character does a bunch of meet cutes, but based on like all the classic rom-coms, you know, the Sleepless in Seattle, You've Got Mail, When Harry Met Sally, I think like The Holiday. I mean, just like all of those ones that you think of when you think of rom-coms. It was adorable. It was a really, really cute, fun read. And then I read a really, really good mystery called Magpie Murders. So like the bird, a magpie. Magpie Murders. It's the first book in the Susan Ryland series by Anthony Horowitz. There's a second one that I'm on hold with the library for. But this was like a book within a book. So there's this author who like wrote this. He's been writing books for a long time. He writes this book, but the agent who kind of represents him, like she's not the head of the publishing, but she like works with this writer. She gets the transcript of his book, and it's not finished, but he's dead. He died. Mm-hmm. And so she's trying to figure out what happened and where the rest of this book is. Because she assumes that he had to have written it. So you're getting her viewpoint of what's happening in the real world, as well as you're getting the actual text of the book. It was really, really good. I really, really enjoyed it. I can't wait to read the next one. I also read We Could Be Heroes by Mike Chen. So this is about a couple of people who they like wake up and have no memory of their life. But they discover that they have superpowers, and one is the hero and one is the villain, but then things change and they could both be heroes potentially. Then they're trying to figure out what happened and why they have no memories, and all these really interesting things happen to figure out why they don't have these memories and how they got these superpowers. Mm-hmm. So it was pretty interesting. And then I started reading just last night the 9th book in the Kitty Norville series by Carrie Vaughn. It's called Kitty's Big Trouble. And this is a series I've talked about in the past where she's a werewolf and she has a radio show that talks about supernatural stuff. And so reading that. Watching House Hunters. We just watched House Hunters while we were eating our lunch. I have been binging Law and Order Special Victims Unit like you would not believe. Since the last time we talked, I have finished watching seasons 8, 9, and 10. I'm in season 11, as well as I'm watching episodes for the That's So Messed Up. No, that's not right. That's Messed Up, an SVU podcast, not safe for children, just FYI. But each week they talk about an episode, which they told us before so that we are able to watch it. But they recap the episode. They recap the true crime that inspired the episode, and then somebody from the episode is a guest on the show. So it's really, really fun. NCIS LA season 12 and NCIS New Orleans season 7 are back. Watching season 2 of Zoe's Extraordinary Playlist. I adore the show. I wish I could live in it because the musical numbers are fabulous. It's such a good show. NCIS season 18. Season 6 of Supergirl started the 6th and final season. Spoiler alert, Supergirl was sent to the, what's it called? The Phantom Zone?
Sure.
Yeah, she was sent to the Phantom Zone accidentally by Lex Luthor. Because he's evil. And watching season 5 of Masked Singer. And can I just say, this week's episode, I knew who it was from the get-go. And none of the judge people guessed who it was. And I did. It was, do you want to know who it was?
Sure.
It was Nick Cannon, the host.
Ah.
Because he wasn't able to be on this season thus far because he had COVID and was very, very sick. So Niecy Nash was guest hosting. But they've been doing this thing this season where they bring in like a wild card, like as it's gone farther in. So like this was the third wild card, Nick was. And the second he came on, I was like, that's Nick Cannon. That's Nick Cannon. And I was so surprised that none of them guessed it. So 1 point for Cece. 0 points for them. Okay, and then listening to my favorite murder podcast, several other podcasts, random Spotify playlists, Taylor Swift's new album. What about you?
Spotify, Cabin Pressure.
Yeah. I'm really enjoying Taylor's new album. It's fun. I've had it kind of on repeat the last few days. So. All right. Well, that is everything we are reading, watching, and listening to. I didn't ask you if you were watching anything.
Not really. Like, just random stuff in the background.
Yeah.
YouTube.
Yeah. All right. Well, I think we're ready to move on to the next segment.
And now we're going to talk about our March, April, May Sheepy Spring Owl.
Bah.
So this runs through the 1st of March through the 31st of May. It is for any project that you knit, crochet, weave, spin, stitch, or sew that you can convince us is related to spring. If you can't think of anything, you made it in the spring. Yes. There are a couple main rules with this owl, as there are with all of our owls. Your project must be begun no earlier than the 1st of March, then finished no later than the 31st of May. Each project that you knit, crochet, weave, or spin must be at least 20 yards. If it's not at least 20 yards, you need to group it in a single comment and photo in the FO thread, and that will count as one entry. You can feel free to polydip and other make-alongs that are happening, as long as it fits in with their rules. Please complete our Google form in order to help us make sure that you are receiving a prize that you'll actually enjoy using. Yeah. We've got... Do we need to talk about prizes? Yes. So we're going to talk about our prizes. If you're interested in donating a prize for this or a future owl, you can email us at ggkcspodcast@gmail.com, and you can look at pictures of these and where they came from anytime in our show notes, ggkcs.com. So first up, we have an Alpine Flowers cross-stitch kit from Hillary. We have 2 skeins of Uru yarn by Knit Crate Chonky in the colorway Petal. 2 winners will win 1 skein each. 2 winners will each win 1 skein of Audine Wools by Knit Crate Sleek in the Unwind colorway. We have 2 notebooks from Honeyberry Studios. 2 winners will each win 1 notebook. And a new prize, a pattern of the winner's choice from Peruvian Flair's Etsy shop. These are cross-stitch patterns.
Yes, the Peruvian cat reflection sampler that I'm doing right now is from Peruvian Flair on Etsy. So, huge thank you to everyone who has donated prizes. We love y'all, appreciate you, and thank you for your support.
You have to be a member of the GGKCS podcast group on Facebook in order to participate. There's a hashtag if you want to post on social media. It's GGKCS Spring 21. Our FO thread will be locked the morning of 1st of June, and winners will be drawn for the next podcast. After that, any winners always have 30 days to claim their prize or they forfeit it. There is also a chatter thread in the Facebook group. And people who finished projects in the past 2 weeks are Andrea, Brittany, Jane, Sarah G, Silver, and Tracy.
Great job. So keep working on your projects, get them posted, and you could be a winner. All right, let's move on to the next segment.
And now it's time for Ask the Geeks, the part of our show where you ask us a question and we try to answer it.
Yes.
This week's question was originally asked and answered in 2017. Kim asks, if you had to live in a musical, which would you like to live in? Why? You go first.
Well, this is a hard question because there's musicals that I love but that I would not want to live in. Like, I don't think I would want to live in Hadestown or Hamilton or, I don't know. The one that kept popping in my head as we were sitting here thinking about it is Sound of Music. Beautiful landscape. Music was an important part of their lives. Bad stuff happens, but that's the one that kept popping in my head. What about you?
I was thinking about Sunday in the Park with George or Austin's Pride.
Yeah. White Christmas or Holiday Inn could be fun. Yeah, there's lots of musicals that I just would not want to live in, though, even though I like them. So that was a good question. That was a hard one, though, Kim. We were both like, we have to think about this for a minute here. So thanks for asking. Dammy, if somebody has a question for us, what should they do?
Post it in our Ask the Geeks thread in our Facebook group or in the YouTube comments.
That's right. And your question will be answered in the order it was received, unless it's time sensitive. All right, let's move on to the next segment. Mid to end of the show. Yay. Okay, we want to tell you about a upcoming along that we are co-hosting. Silver D of, I believe it's Silver's Dreamland. I think that's the name. I think that's right. Is kind of heading it up. And then there's others of us that are co-hosting. This is going to be the Pride along. And it starts on the 17th of May, which is the International Day Against Homophobia, Biphobia, and Transphobia. And it's going to run more than a year. It's going to run through the 30th of June, 2022. And there's a bunch of different hashtags, but our hashtag is hashtag GGKCS Pride Along 2122. And there's going to be like an episode of Silver's podcast that like talks about everything in detail. But let me see if I can find this here. So there is a knitting pattern and a crochet pattern that you can do to enter, or you can use any Pride colorway, including but not exclusively rainbow, gender fluid, intersex, trans colorways, etc. If you knit, crochet, stitch, or stitch any Pride flag, it counts. Using blocks of color to represent the flags in a shawl or other items does count. Using a pattern with the word pride or proud in the title. Anything with rainbows in it. And there's ways to get like double entries. So there are, there's like monthly prizes and quarterly prizes and prizes at the very end of the along. So that is upcoming, but we just wanted to give you a heads up about that starting on this 17th of May. So just over a month that will be starting. So do we have any other announcements?
I don't think so.
All right. Well, we'd like to say a huge thank you. We love y'all. To everyone who supports the podcast, however it is you do, we are grateful for each of you for being part of our community. If you would like to support the podcast financially, which helps with like paying for shipping prizes, technology behind the scenes, and such like that, there are several ways you can do that. First up is Patreon and YouTube Join, which are ways that you can pledge a certain amount a month to your favorite creatives, and you earn rewards based on the level you donate at. I just sent out this past week rewards for April. So if you were expecting a reward, it's on its way, or you've already received it hopefully by now. Dammy, if somebody wants to join either one of these, where should they go?
Patreon.com/GGKCS, or click the join button under any of our YouTube videos.
What's another way?
There is a PayPal button in the sidebar of our website if you would like to make a one-time donation.
We are Bookshop Affiliates, which is an online bookstore with a mission to financially support local independent bookstores. If you purchase a book from our shop, and we make a list each week of the books that we've read or are reading in our shop, we earn a commission, and local independent bookstores earn money from the purchase as well. Bookshop.org/shop/GGKCS. And we are Amazon.com.co.uk and .ca affiliates. If you're going to shop on Amazon, if you go to our site first, click on the appropriate link or image in the sidebar or the bottom of the show notes. Do your shopping as normal. We earn a little money back based on what you purchase. It doesn't cost you anything extra, and it's a great way to support the podcast by doing something you would be doing anyway. Dammy, can you tell them where to find us online?
You can find us at ggkcs.com. There are links to everywhere else we are online. YouTube, iTunes, Apple Podcasts, Instagram, etc.
Yes. Pink Pearl has not joined us this week. She's sound asleep on my bed, but stay tuned for after the credits because there is a Pink Pearl video. So we hope you have a lovely week ahead. Get your vaccine as soon as you're eligible. Are you eligible now, or is it in a few days that you're eligible?
In a few days.
So in a few days, Dammy will be eligible and just have to find a place that can do it. I've had both doses of my vaccine. I think it's been like 3 weeks now since I had the second dose. So I'm vaccinated, and I'm very, very happy about that. But remember, even if you're vaccinated, you still need to be wearing your mask and take care of yourself. Stay healthy, stay safe. And until we see you again, happy crafting. We'll talk to you again soon. Bye.
Bye.
What you doing, baby? Are you on your new favorite spot? You love your cat condo, don't you? Are you gonna take a night-night nap now that you stood on Mama's leg and made her go ow, 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 ow? Yeah, you're very good at that.